Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and sell the land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears, Verkeezy, Mr. DJ Rose, we back. Shout out to C, shout out Juice Man, shout out Nicole, shout out MGA, shout out D Will. You know what I'm saying? We back in the building. And we do it for the people, man. We do it for our people. What we talking about tonight?
Man, speaking of people, bro, sometimes people can be very selfless or be very selfish. So, an Oscar nominee, Tiana Taylor, was on the podcast, and she was talking about it's okay to be selfish at times. You know, sometimes we need to be selfish. And she was specifically speaking to the women, saying, like, we're taught to be super mom, super wife, super girlfriend, but we have to put our needs first a lot of the times, too. In general, Rose, let's not try to make this a gender conversation. Just in general, like, is it okay for people to be selfish? And let's just say it is. How often should you balance being selfish versus being selfless?
I don't see anything wrong with being selfish to a certain extent. Like when we talking about I'm being selfish, like what am I being selfish towards, or what am I being selfish about? Like, because things are meant to be shared. So it's like, am I being selfish like in a relationship? Well, if I don't have my way, then I'm gonna make sure everybody else having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? In the whole household, something like that. Then that's jacked up. But it's okay to be selfish with your time at certain points. Like if I'm like, you know what I'm saying, you're in the bathroom or something, and somebody else trying to come in there, your spouse or your kid trying to come in there, like, no, this is my time. I'm in the bathroom. Give me 20, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Or I just got off work. Let me decompress. Give me 30 minutes when I walk in the house before everything start compounded on me or something like that. Or say you have a routine that you have built and everybody knows your routine. Like say you wake up in the morning, you go for a walk, or you wake up in the morning, you have a coffee on the porch, you read your newspaper. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's your time. So it's like it's okay to be selfish with certain parts of things like that. I don't see an issue with that. But
how is that selfish?
Because you know what I'm saying? Because you want it to yourself.
Yeah, but I'm saying if no one's asking nothing of you.
No, I'm saying, but if somebody's like tries to come in and say and try to interrupt it, and then you be like, no, this is my time.
Okay, so if you got time set aside for yourself and somebody tries to take some of that time for themselves, it's okay to be selfish in those moments.
Yeah, so it's like, okay. Yeah. So if it's like I'm saying, if it's a routine, a known thing, like, hey, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I read the paper and I drink a coffee on the porch for 30 minutes or whatnot to decompress, to get my day started or whatnot. And you come and ask me for something, and then I say, no, I'm not doing anything right now. I don't think that's selfish of somebody, or you know, I go to the gym at this time on this day, and then you bombard me with things that could wait. I understand emergencies. The emergencies happens. So then, yes, you got to change your schedule up. But like, just for like things that are set that people know, I don't think that's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Now I could definitely see that, man. Man, I got like 3 Bible quotes, man. Philippines, 2nd through 4th. Do nothing from selfish ambitions or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. let each of you look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. 1 Corinthians 10:24. No one should seek his own advantage and preference to that of his neighbor. And then James 3:16. For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice.
Can I ask you? I don't know if you're going to do this, but can I ask you to do me a favor and like, are you able to like break down those things, those verses to what they meant?
Yeah, to me, I can break it down to, because we all have different meanings of it. But in Philippines, it basically just means when it says do nothing selfish from conceit, it's like it should not just be basically to your own benefit. Like you should be trying to do it from humility. So for example, like you set aside, to your example, set aside time to work out, like that's from a healthy standpoint. So you being healthy as someone who is married and have kids, yeah, that time might be selfish because you're using that time to work out. But in the long run, you being healthier is better for your kids and your wife. So like you're doing it with good intentions. You're not doing it with bad intentions. It's not like you're saying, yo, I set aside this time every day just so I can play video games or just so I can go have a drink with the fellas.
Or smoke some crack.
Or just do something that has no meaningful benefit. And then your kid comes to you and says, but I want, and you was kind of talking about this, about stuff that can wait. Your kid needs help with their homework. Obviously, I'm going to put that aside. But there are people who might be like, now every day I do this at 5 o'clock and this is what I do. Why are you bothering me? Ask your mother. Like that's what that quote is trying to teach people against. Like if you're doing something that is deemed selfish, is it just for your own benefit or is it for the benefit of others around you? Then with 1 Corinthians, like you should not try to seek an advantage of your neighbor. That's more so like, so I asked you to do me a favor and I asked you to take me somewhere because I need you to take me somewhere. And I asked you to take me somewhere that's 2 hours away and I'm using you to my advantage and I have the means to compensate you, but I don't try to compensate you. Or your neighbor always comes to your house saying, can I get a bid? Can I get some sugar? Can I get this? But they don't never want to just go to the store and just get it themselves because they look at it like, well, Rose, his house is full of stuff. So I can just let him be my store. You shouldn't be trying, in other words, for the people listening, you shouldn't be just trying to get over on people now. Like that should not be your intent. It's okay to ask people for help, but your goal should not be trying to get over people. Like when Devo said, man, hey man, don't you have money? Yeah, but I want to spend Red's money. Nah, bro, we shouldn't have that mentality because at the end of the day, what's the difference between you spending $200 and me spending $200? We getting the bottle for the podcast. We gonna both drink. I might get the bottle this week, you might get it next week, or we might go half on it. But if it gets to the point where I'm always getting the bottle and we both drinking it, at that point, you're trying to take advantage of me from a selfish standpoint. You're trying to get over on me, and we should never be trying to get over on one another because we should all want the best for each other.
Yeah.
And then lastly, for where you have envy and selfish ambitions, there you find disorder and evil place. Man, that one is kind of really just talking about how people sometimes put success above other things, put money and materialistic things above other things. It's like, yo, I want to hurry and get this position at work because I'm trying to do this, or I want to be able to make $100K a year, or I want to do this. Kind of like we was talking before the pod about a woman and she going from dating athletes, entertainers to just a regular Joe. Like, yeah, with that athlete, you can spend $1,000 at dinner, but with a regular Joe, you can't spend $600 on a regular dinner. So at the end of the day, what is that for? Like, what is the purpose of that? Like, that should not be your intent to be like, yo, I just want to have these things. There should be a purpose why you have these things. There should be a purpose why you're doing this stuff. Like, you taking a family trip with your wife and your kids is to spend time with them, But you just saying, I just want to be able to go overseas or just go to Bahamas because I just want to have fun. And that's the reason why I'm over here doing all this stuff I'm doing. Like, to be honest, that should not be our goal in life. Our goal should not be to just work towards that kind of stuff. It should be more so for our family, our friends, and for the religious perspective, like better ourselves through Christ or whatever. So, like me personally, I feel like overall, Rose, we should not be selfish individuals because at the end of the day, like we all are here to help each other out. We all are here to help each other, go along in life because it's very easy to be selfless. Like sometimes it's like, you know what, I can spare some time today to help you, man. I can lend you this right here. I got a lawnmower. You need to get your grass cut. I can let you have my lawnmower or whatever. Because I'm not doing nothing with it anyway. And a lot of times, man, it's not like you giving something up of real significance when you really sit back and think about it. Like a lot of times it's just a simple fact that you just don't want to do the shit. And we should not really have that mentality when it comes to it. We should have the mentality of like, yo, me helping you makes me feel good. And I feel like as a society, we've gotten away from that.
Yeah, because I say this all the time. I know people are probably tired of hearing me say it, but you can't get tired of hearing somebody say something that's right. Treat people how you want to be treated. So I know I say it all the time. So it's like, but I don't know any way to go at life other than that. And it's like, I know we learned that in school and growing up and in church and things like that. But it's like it's a lost artifact. Like I'm my own feelings. I got my own. Why I gotta treat you then? But it comes back. You know what I'm saying? Trouble. You know what I'm saying? Trouble is like glue. You know what I'm saying? When you do wrong, trouble comes back and sticks on you.
It do, man.
So it's like when you treat people how you want to be treated, then it's like blessings come down. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't even believe in blessings coming down, it's just like things just fall into place.
Man, karma just gonna happen, man. Like energy is real, man. Putting good energy in the world, good energy comes back to you, man. I remember a movie called Pay It Forward where the kid just had an assignment like go out there and make a difference, and he decided to take this platform and he did 3 good deeds for people, and each person was like, "What do you want in return?" And then he was like, "Nothing. What I want you to do is find 3 people of your own and do 3 good deeds and don't ask for nothing back. Just ask them to keep doing it." And when you watch the movie, and this was when I was a child, I rewatched as an adult, it's such a beautiful movie because it becomes this long list of people that are just continuously helping people and pushing it forward. And a lot of times that's really just life. Like if we really just took the mindset of if I just go out there and just have good in my heart, love in my heart, and I want to do good, and I want to do stuff for other people, like we can make a difference. Like I was telling MGH, we was having a conversation recently, and I was like, man, at times, man, I get in my own head, and I'd be like, you know what? I know I could do more, and I want to do more because, like, I see what's going on. It's like, yeah, man. Like that's why at times it's like I want to donate my time. I want to donate stuff. I was in Boy Scouts. So when I get emails saying, yo, we having a Eagle Scout dinner, we want previous Eagle Scouts to donate some money, I want to do that kind of stuff. And I volunteer to do that kind of stuff because I feel like it's making a difference. Because I've been blessed enough to have people be gracious, man. I've been blessed enough to be in situations where I didn't have it, my family didn't have it, and people that did have it did give it. Or even something as simple as I've been blessed enough throughout my childhood, even in adulthood, I've had older people around me, whether it was coworkers who instilled wisdom, and it was free wisdom. So like there's plenty of times when I'm talking to somebody, I'm 34, I'm talking to somebody that's 19, 22, and I might tell them some words that I heard from someone that was 50 when they gave it to me at the time. And it's just free wisdom I'm passing on because it's knowledge that I needed at that point in my life. And I might feel like, well, this is knowledge that you might need it right now. Like, I don't really feel like we should just be of the mindset of it's like, it's just all about me. Because at the end of the day, no one makes it anywhere alone. Like, even with this podcast, there's too many people, Rose, that make this podcast possible week in and week out. Like, you and me have to get up here and record the mics. C's has to, produce the stuff. MGH, He been listening to podcasts from the beginning. He promotes it with the people he promoted with or whatever. Like there's a lot of people that have allowed us to grow this podcast to where it is right now. And we just have to keep that mindset. Like it's very easy to think about your own needs, and it's a difference between people abusing you and people using you, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
Like, we're meant to be used. We're meant to do good. We're meant to help people. But if you got somebody, like I said, a neighbor who, nigga, you asked me for ketchup Monday, sugar Tuesday. Now you come over here asking me for beer. Now it's Thursday and you asking to borrow some meat. Like, what the fuck going on, bro? Why don't you go to the grocery store? Like, you do got people, because you're so selfish, they will be like, oh, I'm just going to abuse this individual because they don't know how to say no. I'm not a believer of you can't say no. Because, hey, the problem with being a giver, and I really mean this, when you're a true giver, when you're a real giver from the heart, man, takers don't have no limits, dog. Niggas that take, they will just continue to take. They don't give a fuck.
It's unlimited.
Like, and the first time you say no, it's
your fault.
You a fuck nigga, you a bitch nigga. I needed you. Where was you at? Oh, what happened? You doing me like this? It's all kind of crazy shit that's going on. And you're like, damn, bro, I've been looking out for you for 5 years, and this how you gonna treat me? Because I'm telling you I can't take you to work, or I ain't got $50 for you to hold.
Yeah. And that's the crazy part about it. It's like, and people don't understand that. And then the selfish people, I like it. It's okay to just be selfish. But like I said, I don't have a problem with you being selfish in certain times of the day. But you can't be selfish all day long.
Nah. Because we need each other too much.
Yeah, you can't be selfish all day long. Like this, how some people say, this is my day. Or you be online and you see hoes say, well, it's a kid-free weekend. Bet nobody asked me for nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
it's my day off. I don't want no one to bother me.
Yeah.
And I understand you done worked hard all week and you want to relax on your day off, but hey man, sometimes somebody might need you on that day, man.
Yeah, it's like, what you talking about? Like, man, it's so much time in the day. It's like, it's 24 hours. Like, and like, it's good to sleep 8, but most people don't. I know I do, but most people don't. So it's like, it's plenty of time in the day. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the cell phones, things like that. Niggas play on their cell phones at least maybe an hour out of the day.
And that's the thing, man. Like, if you're going to be selfish in a good way, man. What I mean by that is be selfish with yourself in terms of demanding better from yourself. Like, instead of being on social media for 3 hours of the day, instead of playing video games for 3 hours straight, instead of just sitting around your living room and doing nothing, man, be selfish with yourself and demand more from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Demand that you go on a walk, demand that you leave the house. Demand that if you're going to be on your phone, try to find something constructive to do, whether it's create a business plan, whether it's edit a podcast or edit a song, whatever it is your passion is going on. Find productive stuff to do with your time. Yes, you can bullshit sometimes, but find productivity in your life. Don't just be like, I'm just selfish and I just want to sit here and do nothing all of the time. Like, that's not, to me, that's counterproductive at times. So
it's unhealthy.
Exactly.
It's unhealthy. It's like, but I understand people go through things, but I know I said this in the previous podcast. I want to say the emotional conversation podcast. When I say with people with, they blame their, I guess, their mental health status or their mental health, you know what I'm saying, on reasons why they can't do certain things, but no. You can do whatever you want to do, just because they use it as a crutch or excuse, like, oh, but I'm depressed, I can't leave the house, or I'm depressed, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I got anxiety, I don't want to be right. But you can still do things without putting yourself out there in a situation that has your mental health diminishing. And it's like, but they use it as excuses why they can't do certain things, and then the world and society eggs them on. Like, I don't want to say eggs them on, but pass them on the back, like, yeah, you're right. You shouldn't have to do that because you're going through something right now.
Man, and that's how I feel with the celebrity conversation. We've had that conversation plenty of times. When you have celebrities, and I'm gonna say his name again, Anthony Mackie, you don't want to take a picture with a kid, you don't want to sign an autograph, but you don't look at it like without millions of people going to see your movies, you wouldn't even be in a situation where people would ask you your autograph. Like, yeah, that's your time, but at the same time, man, be unselfish with your time.
Yeah.
Because that little 2-minute interaction, and I'm just going to say this as somebody who's been blessed enough to meet a handful of famous people. You don't know what that 2-minute interaction means to that individual. Man, I just watched, and y'all might not know John Candy. I just watched a John Candy documentary, man, big comedian in the 80s. And Conan O'Brien, it's funny enough, just hosted the Oscars. Yeah. He talked about meeting John Candy basically as a teenager, as a young adult, you know, because he came to their school to talk to them. And he told John Candy, I'm thinking about trying this comedian thing out. And John Candy told him, hey, kid, you don't try, you just do. And unfortunately, John Candy passed away in 94 before Conan O'Brien became who he became. But if John Candy was alive, can you imagine what he would be thinking right now to see that he talked to this nigga, gave this nigga 5 minutes, and Conan O'Brien been one of the biggest late night host show comedians in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. You don't know what 2 minutes would do. There's a picture of Steph Curry and I think it's Cameron Brink. You know, like they known each other since she was a kid. Like, bro, she might not even be in the WNBA if Steph Curry didn't give her that kind of time. Like sometimes that 5-minute interaction could mean the world to someone and motivate someone to become something great. Denzel Washington, the famous story about he donated to everybody in Howard's class one particular year to graduate. And because of that, that allowed Chadwick Boseman to actually go to school and become an actor. And he said that in one of his speeches before he passed away. We might not even have fucking Black Panther if Denzel don't be like, you know what, even though I never went to Howard University, let me donate money to this or whatever so that these Black potential actors can have the resources so they can actually go to school. Like, it's too, like, you never do nothing in life alone. You never do nothing in life alone. There's always, whether it's family members, whether it's friends, or whether it's coworkers, or whether it's just a random stranger that for some reason chose to give their generosity and time to you, that puts you in position. So at the end of the day, you should want to help people out because to your point, it all comes back, man. It all comes back. And if people abuse it, hey, man, that's on them to abuse. And they're going to get whatever life's going to have in store for them. But at the end of the day, I can speak for myself before we move on. I always feel good when I help people, Rose. Like, I don't never help people and just feel bad. Like, when I donate money to certain stuff, I feel good that I donated that $50 or whatever. Because, nigga, that $50 would have been used for some bullshit any fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, I feel good when I physically can help a friend move or do something for them. I feel good.
Yeah, I don't never have feelings about it because it's just something that's in me. Like, because that's something that you're supposed to do. So it's like, I don't sit back like, oh yeah, I did a good thing today. Because I'm always trying to do good things. I'm always trying to treat people how I want to be treated. So now when people treat me bad, I do sit back and think about that. Like, dog, I treat people how I want to be treated, but I was treated bad today. Now I do think about that, but I don't ever think about all the stuff that I do for other people. I don't ever think about that because that's just life. That's just how I was raised, and that's just how I feel that everybody should do. Yeah. And I feel like if everybody did that, the world would be a better place.
Man, speaking of the world being a better place, man, moving on to TNT.
Dynamite, boom, tears or no tears.
So there was a group of people who got denied out of a club called Club 24 in Miami. So they got mad and they decided, you know what, fuck it, we gonna turn them outside the club. And they just started throwing money in the parking lot of the club. Rose, tears or no tears?
I got tears for these dummies. Because I ain't never seen nobody waste money like that. But they did film it, but they was also standing in the middle of it. And nobody was picking it up. There was a couple of people just picking it up. But I want to know, did they have their friends come back and pick it up and they get that money back? Because ain't no way I'm just going to throw money in the parking lot just to stunt. Now, I might throw $20 in the parking lot just to stunt. Like, yeah, I don't need to throw $20, but it looked like it was probably about $500 that they threw. It might have been more than $500, but it might have been less than $500. But man, I got tears because are y'all that thirsty for attention that y'all? And then somebody's filming it, so it wasn't that the person that was filming it wasn't with them. Oh, they would, hey, record this. Like, y'all thirsty, man.
I got tears of laughter, man. Quick story time. So I remember a couple years ago, MJ's gonna remember this story. So with D Will, we was in Atlanta, and it was just a random, weekend in Atlanta. We just wanted to have fun, turn up. I want to say it might have been one of the first times we actually hung out of town as a trio. So we in Atlanta, we go to a club. Apparently, the club was made popular by the Migos when the Migos was coming up. I think so. We go in the club. The club is straight. It's not really that lit. They're playing music, and most of the music they're playing that people are reacting to is music we don't really know as young people music. The music that we would know is not getting the same reaction. And it's not really lit. People ain't really dancing like that. So we want to sit down because there's no place to sit down. So we decided to get a hookah. Now we asked one of the people at the bar who sell us a hookah, hey, we get the hookah, can we sit in one of these spots? It's not a section, but it's basically like a little area with a couch or whatever, because we don't want to get the hookah and we got to carry it or be at the bar the whole time. That don't make sense. Because most clubs and bars won't let you just stand at the bar. At least, let me put it like this. Nowadays, I guess they let it slide, Rose, but maybe when I was coming up, and probably you too, you couldn't just post up at the bar. Like, you had to be actively buying drinks at the bar.
Yeah, you got to be buying some drinks.
Yeah. So, like, we buying this hookah, we want someone to be able to sit down and do the hookah. So we get the hookah, she puts the hookah on the table for us. So we don't pick the table. We go to the table that she puts the hookah at. So probably 2 minutes, me and Matt sitting down doing the hookah. D Will's kind of standing up like, man, I don't think we're supposed to be sitting down, y'all. Next thing I know, a white bitch, granted she was thick, big booty white bitch, comes over. Y'all can't sit here. We're like, huh? Like, well, y'all can't sit here. What?
The wrong person.
No, she said, nah, y'all gotta get the fuck up. Y'all gotta get the fuck up. And she says it just like, y'all gotta get the fuck up. So we get up, we gotta move the hookah and everything to the bar. And next thing you know, they bring sparklers. I guess someone bought a section. Bro, the club is dead. There's like 10 open sections. They just, for some reason, went to our section for some reason. So we there. The bartender who got the shit, that she's looking embarrassed because she the one who put it over there and told us we could be over there. This is the part of the story that kicks into this TNT. Me and MJH are pissed. And because we're pissed, do you know what we start thinking? Man, fuck this shit, bro.
This buy a section too.
Buy a section just to spite these niggas. Man, how much is the section? And we hear how much it is. We like, fuck, we finna go get the section. D Will has to talk and be like, yo, it's dead in this club. There's no point in getting the section in here, man. Man, don't do that shit. Nah, fuck these motherfuckers. These niggas think we broke. We got money too. And this nigga convinces us not to get the section. Yo, I'm so thankful for that moment because we ended up going to another club having a much better time. But sometimes ego and pride can fuck you up. And in that instance, me and MJ's ego and pride almost fucked us up to pay for a section that we had no business paying for.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this a little bit later. You should have saved it. You should have saved that one. You know what I'm saying, for the last topic, but we go round back to that one.
So next TNT, there was a teacher that won a $650,000 lawsuit because he did not want to refer to a student by their, preferred pronouns. So what he did to basically make it easier, he called every student by their last name. They basically gave him an ultimatum either to, abide by what they wanted him to do, or they would fire him. He resigned, and then he sued them, and he won $650,000. Man, hey, tears of joy, man. I'm happy he got his money. This is a white man, but I'm still happy he got his money because I don't feel like people should be forced to indulge in other people's delusions, Rose. Now, if you want to be polite and respectful, because I try my best to do that. Like if someone say they want to be called this, hey man, I try to do it to the best of my ability. But hey man, if I see a nigga, I might call you he, him, or whatever. Don't get mad, bro. I'm calling you what the fuck I see. So like, hey man, tears of joy for this nigga.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for the student. I got tears for him because he won his money. Because it's like, what did he do wrong? He didn't do anything wrong. So Your last name ain't your last name? Your last name ain't your last name? Like he didn't say he, she, they, them, or anything. All he said was Smith. Smith, come here, Smith. Come here, Johnson. Come here, Jackson. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with it. I got tears of happiness for him because he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't disrespect anybody. He called everybody by their last name. And it was like, just because this kid felt some type of way, because you need to talk to your parents then. Because if you don't like your last name, you need to talk to them, because last time I checked, that was your last name.
Hey man, moving on to another teacher who got fired, unfortunately. So there was a teacher, a black teacher, who threw a pizza and soda party. He gave every student one free slice of pizza, one free soda. Then after that, he charged, I want to say it was $2 for a slice of pizza and $1 for a soda for you to get your second soda and your second slice of pizza. Now, he explained, this was months ago, by the way, but he explained when he did it, he gave every student in all his classes, he had 6 to 7 periods of slice and a soda. And the fact that he made no money doing this, he just tried to recoup his money as best as he could. Yeah, I got tears of like sadness. Like, this is a thing. This is an issue. Like, I like, what we doing now? Who mad about this shit? Like, who mad? Like the parents mad at this shit? Because at the end of the day, I remember doing like pizza parties in school and you having to give $5 to be able to participate in the pizza party. Like, to be honest, the only times in school I remember us having a pizza ice cream party where it was completely free. One, if you made a certain honor roll, like all A's, maybe A's and B's. If you did something spectacular, they was trying to motivate the kids. So like you might do that. And then 2, I remember in high school when they started doing student of the month for each grade. I remember being the first student of the month for my senior class. And then we would get a whole period where we would get to come out of class and we would go to the library and it was pizza and sodas and stuff and we would just chill and we would be there with because the teachers voted. We would be there with the principal, assistant principal, and there'd be a couple of teachers there. Like, we all got to pick one teacher that we basically wanted to attend the party with us, and it was free. But besides that, nigga, this is some normal ass shit. Other than that, you had to earn the right to get food.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for Buddy because it's like, yeah, you did it in a given way, but then you try to come up off of it. So that's why I don't have tears. And he tried to explain like, yeah, I spent this amount of money. That was your decision to spend that amount of money. Nobody asked you to do that. But then when you start saying, all right, yeah, you get one slice of pizza. Now this is, I can understand if it was elementary school. Maybe middle school. But high school, you give one slice of pizza out to some teenagers and a soda. Like, come on, man. And then
you still got free school lunch.
Come on, man. Come on.
If anything, I feel like this was in middle school or elementary school. You shouldn't be charging them at all. But in high school, no, you get charged, nigga.
Nah, man. If you go give the pizza party,
Shonda, you 17 now. You can go suck dick around the corner behind the gym.
Man, nah, man. If you want to give the free pizza party, then yeah, do the free pizza party. But then after school is out, then all is up. It's up then. But now you running the trap. Now you're running the trap. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go give you a taste. Now you pushing. Now you a pusher. You're a pusher.
Like crack.
Yeah.
I gotta get them something so I get them addicted.
Yeah, man, the pizza was so good, man. That free lunch was so nasty, man. That pizza was so good, man. I'm gonna give you one slice. What kind of pizza party you get one slice? Have you ever been to a pizza party where they say they limit you only get one slice? Now I can say two slices. Now if you would have gave everybody 2 slices, then I'd have been all right.
So the difference is being okay and not okay.
It's one slice. One slice.
One slice is the difference.
Yep, one slice. That's why he got cut.
I say this before we move on. I would have preferred 2 slices too, But hey, man, it's his money.
Yeah, that's why he got fired.
Okay, so there was a former NFL player by the name of Dan Lee who murdered his girlfriend. And what makes this story so crazy, if the murder ain't crazy enough, y'all, is after he did it, he asked ChatGPT for instructions on how to talk to the police and how to handle the murder and everything. And ChatGPT basically gave him a whole blueprint of what to do. Somehow, the opposing attorneys found got the information off the phone and presented it in court. Yeah, I got tears because niggas is just dumb. Like, so you commit a murder and you telling me, can I be honest? I just thought it was common sense not to do. Because if I was going to commit a murder, I would have even Googled on my phone how to do X, Y, and Z. If I was going to do this, I'm not saying you should. If I was going to do this, if I was to murder someone, the closest thing I could see me doing to this situation is I might get Rosé's phone, who's not connected to me, and ask his phone all this shit because they have no reason to look at your phone long as you're not connected in no way to what I got going on. But on my own device, when I know that they have the ability to look through every text message, every Google search, yeah, bro, nigga, you deserve whatever time they give you.
Yeah, man. I ain't got no tears for Buddy, man. You big dummy. Like, but you gotta think about it. People actually live their life after ChatGPT came out. People actually live their life off of ChatGPT. They make their every decision off of ChatGPT.
And I done seen crazy shit like, who's the top 10 quarterbacks of all time? What movie should win Best Picture? Hey, ChatGPT, write me a movie script based off of a nigga who from the hood who trying to go to school.
No, I said, should I go to work, ChatGPT, today? Like, I don't feel like it. I'm feeling kind of down. Should I go to work today? Oh, ChatGPT, should I tie my shoes today?
Wait till the host be like, "Hey, ChatGPT, should I have this abortion?
Should I keep this kid, ChatGPT? I don't have a job and
I'm on Section 8."
And people live their life like that. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Speaking of living your life, man. So later on this month, man, we're going to get Tank versus Tyrese versus battle, and it's so funny how it started because Tank had posted a video when he was talking to Siri on his phone, and he said, "Hey, how many number one hits does Tyrese has?" And it said like 4. And then this nigga Tyrese walked off and said, "That's not enough."
No, Tank walked off and said,
"That's not enough." Tank said, "That's not enough." And then the plat showed 10 number one hits, and it was playing the Kendrick song. I got tears of laughter because, bro, when that video was posted, me and my brother got on the phone. TTK got on the phone maybe a couple of hours after that, and we was talking about. I said, "Oh man, he's trying to set up a versus, bro. That's why he did that because it was too cinematic how he did it." And I was like, he's trying to set up a versus with Tyrese, bro. And he said, "Yeah." I said, man, yeah, dog. That's what they're trying to do. And then he said something, and I'm gonna say this because I told him, "You right, they should." He said they should do the first ever triple threat versus battle, and I said they should, bro. It should be Tank versus Tyrese versus Genuine, man. It should be the 3 of them all going at it because like they all got hits, even though Genuine probably catalog is the weakest out of the 3, if I'm being honest. But they all got hits. Genuine probably has the biggest hit, to be honest, if I'm being real. Like he has the tippity top biggest hits.
TGT.
And then the fact that they all got that musical group together, they could end it, but with that song, with some of their hit songs, and then they can promote a tour. They can go and say we're gonna do a tour. Like that's the biggest money grab right there. I'm pretty sure, even with that being said, Genuine's gonna pop up. I'm pretty sure Genuine's gonna pop up because Tank and Tyrese just did a podcast way before all of this, talking about them doing a reunion and everything. My thoughts right now, looking based off the catalog, Tank's gonna win. Because I think some people might forget Tank writes and produces so much, he just got more songs. But I will say this: the biggest songs is gonna be played by Tyrese. Like the biggest song's gonna be played by Tyrese.
But the most recent big songs are gonna be played by Tank.
And that's because Tank's still active.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing about like, so it's like it's gonna be a good watch. I think it's gonna be a good watch. It's gonna be entertaining.
You think they're gonna sing?
Don't they sing?
Some with in the newer versus battles, these niggas actually do be performing. But in some of the older ones, niggas was just playing records. Like, do you think they feel confident enough to get on stage and sing with each other? Well, compete with each other in that way?
Man, I don't. Man, Tyrese, man, his mental health status might not allow him to be able to sing at its fullest ability. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time since that Coke commercial. Man, I ain't got no tears, but I'm excited to see it.
All right, moving on to what's wrong with these hoes.
Man, what's wrong with them? We always say hoes could be dudes or girls. So what are we talking about today?
So there's this crazy situation. So on the Cam'ron and Mase show, they had Shine on. And Cam'ron asked them, like, didn't y'all both date Brandy at the same time? And they talked about it. Mase and Shine talked about how they both dated Brandy back in the day at the same time. And then Ray J popped up and he started saying, hey man, I love my sister. Y'all gonna keep my sister's name out your mouth. She chilling. She doing her own thing. Y'all talking about old shit. Then this nigga made a video talking, I'm popping out the closet. and I'm fucking y'all niggas in the ass and saying all this crazy ass gay ass shit. And then, to the point where the woman from Breakfast Club was interviewing him. I knew, Rose, what's wrong with these hoes? Rose, I knew this shit was crazy when Ray J said, I'm popping out the closet.
He said, I'm coming out the closet.
I knew this video was going to be crazy, dog. Ray J, there's no disrespect to him. He has done such an amazing job on the internet. Niggas gonna forget that he was a top singer at one point in time. That he got one of the greatest R&B songs of all time, One Wish, because he be doing stuff like this all the time. I respect him stand up for his sister, I do. Because Brandy don't be fucking with nobody. I ain't never heard Brandy get online and say shit about nobody. I ain't never heard Brandy be disrespectful. I ain't never heard no bad stories about Brandy. I will keep it real. As a grown-ass man, I feel like Mason, Shine, and Cam'ron, why y'all talking about Brandy, man? That's some shit for y'all. It's kind of what you said a year ago. Hey, some of this shit is supposed to be for y'all, bro. Y'all not supposed to come to the internet on these podcasts with some of these stories. Like, okay, Brandy got her swerve on when she... Y'all forget how bad Brandy was back in the day? She's still bad. So she got her swerve on with Shine and Mace at the same time. But y'all ain't got to come on the internet with that foolishness.
And it's crazy because Brandy came out and was like, I don't condone what my brother said. And she said, I never had a romantic relationship with Sean. So it's like, so who lying? So, but the whole in this situation is not Ray J. It's definitely not Brandy. I'm sorry for the whole this situation is Sean. Sean, you the whole situation. Cause like you say, man, I've been I wanted her my whole life. It was I thought it was me and her. I thought we was rocking. And then make it so bad. You and Mace on the same label. And I know it was before, I know it was at the same time y'all was on the same label because you ain't had no career other than P. Diddy. And then when P. Diddy got locked up, you hold out on him too. So it's like, Sean, why keep being a hoe? You know, like, yeah, you took the charge for Diddy. You chose to take that charge for Diddy. You did that. You can't get mad about it because if it wasn't for if Diddy wasn't who Diddy was when you got out, you wouldn't have been the governor or the mayor of Belize or whatnot, who you are right now. You will be nobody. You will be a criminal. You will be a felon. You will be nobody if it wasn't for B. Diddy.
Plus that nigga put money in your pocket when you got out.
And he put money in your pocket. He put money before you got in it. I know he put money in your books, and he put money in your pocket when you got out. And then as soon as he gets locked up, you go online spilling all this vile hate against this man. But you ain't say nothing about that when he was out of jail. Man, he's such a hoe to me. Like, he's a definition of a hoe to me. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. I put all three of them niggas as the hoe because Sean, why you acting like you so eager to tell the story? Mace, I don't know if he said too much about it, but Cameron, why are you so eager to bring this shit up? Like you was just in a situation where Agent Bruno was hollering at your homegirl Treasure, and you was like, man, be chill, be chill. Y'all don't know what Brandy got going on. She could be married, she could have a nigga or whatever, and y'all bring up this story for 20 years plus. There's no disrespect to some of these other females in the game. Some of these female entertainers, they have a promiscuous like image. Brandy don't. Brandy always kind of had the image of the girl next door. Like we've never looked at Brandy as a hoe. So why y'all trying to put an image of Brandy being a hoe out there, man?
Yeah, let me piggyback off of what you just said because I was real close to putting the camera on as the hoe, but I want to go put all three because Mace ain't do nothing. Mace, all Mace did say.
Yeah, I'm gonna ease up on Mace, but Sean definitely. But I'm gonna put Cameron in there too.
But Cameron, I want to put Cameron at the whole of the week, but I was like, Sean got a reputation of just being a hoe.
No, Sean's the biggest hoe.
Yeah,
he's the biggest hoe.
But Cam, you hold out too.
Yeah,
you hold out too because you was trying to be what he always do, trying to be. Oh yeah, so didn't y'all? He always trying to be messy,
just like a hoe.
And what color hoes wear?
But yet, pink. But
that pussy pink.
Yeah. But yet, like I said, bro, you was just a couple months ago kicking Agent Bruno off your show because he drunk and he trying to holler at Treasure or whatever. Yeah, that whole situation was crazy, man. But shout out to Ray J, man. Because that's how you supposed to step for your sister and your people and your homegirls. You supposed to step for them like that. You know, I don't know, Rose, if I'm gonna say I'm coming out the closet, but hey, that's how you supposed to step for the woman in your life. Moving on to the last topic of the night. So we're going to kind of combine two things that talk about the same messaging, y'all. So the first one was. There was a situation earlier this week where on the Gills Arena podcast, you had Kenya Martin, who addressed one of the people behind the scenes from the show, and basically about a situation that happened, you know, a year ago or maybe 2 years ago, at least the way Kenya tried to describe it, about basically Kenya has a stuttering problem. He got a speech impediment, and a fan was saying Kenya's the best part of the show. And literally the dude said, really? Man, Kenya can't even talk right. He be stuttering. So Kenya basically trumped the dude off and called the dude disloyal, fake, a coward and stuff. Said, I brought you around my family, my kids, and he was upset. Now, we then got details from Gilbert that apparently the incident happened way before the dude was even working on the show, before he even worked with Kenyan, and even got to know Kenyan. But Kenya said, I don't want to accept no apology and all that different stuff. Even the dude had tried to apologize multiple times. Then the second situation, Ray Daniels talks about a situation where we wanted emotional wins, and he talked about a situation where they was getting ready to drop a song, him and his people. And they wanted, I forgot the artist that he said they wanted.
Gwen.
Yeah, they wanted Gwen Stefani when she was hot. And the dude said, man, nah, y'all need to do Lady Gaga. And in their head, they're like, man, you trying to push Lady Gaga.
Jimmy Iovine.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy Iovine. Yeah, they like you want to push Lady Gaga. And they said, man, Lady Gaga going to be the biggest thing. I'm trying to tell y'all. And then that's when one of his boys said, man, we big too, nigga. And they walked out there and said, fuck that shit. And he said a year later, Lady Gaga blew the fuck up. And he said, who would have known had we did a song with her, where the fuck we would be, man. So, like, Rose, in your opinion, when is emotional wins valuable and they're not valuable? Just like in sports, for the listeners, to dumb it down, sometimes you can win a game, but sometimes you can lose but have a moral victory. When is all that shit okay?
Emotional wins. I guess it's okay when ain't no. I don't know if they're okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of torn between the situation because you can have an emotional win, but then you can damage things that you thought was going on. Like, oh yeah, I'm a do this because I feel some type of way. but then in reality, just like Ray Daniels said, like, oh yeah, we big too. But if y'all would just listen, because this guy has an ear too, even though y'all have ears too, but this guy has an ear too. So it's like he knows who is with it and who is not. Because he was like, when she got a family right now, you know what I'm saying? She's doing other things, but I got this real hot artist, you know what I'm saying, Lady Gaga, that looks about the same, and she gonna be the next big thing going on. So I'm telling y'all should do this. But since they had to get an emotional win because they felt that they was big stuff, that they missed out on the opportunity to come up. And emotional wins ain't always got to be about money. It could just be about, oh yeah, I'm gonna say I'm the big stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm the big stuff at the table. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stun on everybody. You know what I'm saying? But then yeah, you stunning on everybody. You got that emotional win. But then now everybody looking at you crazy on the back end. Like everybody looking at that dog. I don't know if I can mess with buddy like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, because yeah, I wouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? Because emotional wins can either land you in certain situations that you don't want to be in. And if you want to be in that water, you know what I'm saying? Emotional situations can land you in hot water. It can get you in jail. It can get you, you know what I'm saying, fired from your job. It can get you can lose friends and families from emotional wins. So I'm kind of torn. Like, I understand why people want to have an emotional win, but emotional wins aren't always necessary for a situation, especially when it comes to money. Like, because that was their job, but regular people working 9 to 5, you ain't about to have an emotional win with your boss, but you'll try to have an emotional win with your friends and your family. You know what I'm saying? But just do what you're supposed to do, and like, as long as you're doing your best, then everything else will come to rest. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on it, real quick, Berkeezy?
Yeah, man. I think emotional wins are very rarely productive. They can be very satisfying. They can be very satisfying, but I don't think they're very productive most of the time. Like, there are times where, we here stand on business. And sometimes you do got to stand on business and get that emotional win or victory for a long-term gain or goal. So, for example, if your job is trying to get you to work night shift, but you trying to tell them that you can't work night shift. So they'd be like, hey, just work this weekend for us on nights because we just need you on this weekend. Sometimes you being the team player and you work that one weekend, some of these jobs will take that as, gotcha. Like, well, you did that weekend, so you can't do next weekend too, and you might get caught up in some bullshit. So sometimes you do got to stand on business, and hopefully everything work out, and be prepared for the consequences of if shit don't work out. But in terms of like just saying, oh man, I just did this shit just to do it. Nah, man, let's try to get actual victories. Let's try to get actual wins, man. Let's try to get shit that's productive, man. So for like Ray Daniels' situation, it's dope that he learned and grew from it, because there's a lot of people in situations like that where it's like, you know what, man? He likes the song. We want this artist, but he's telling this artist, let's listen to this artist, bro. Let's meet up with this artist at least. Let's sit down with Lady Gaga and see what her personality is, because you might vibe with her and be like, you know what, that's dope. Because I remember Jason Weaver, for those who know Jason Weaver, he talked about
Lion King.
Yeah, Lion King. He talked about how he did the song One Call Away, and Chingy originally wanted a Mario, like he wanted some big artists for it. I think even Tyrese was one of the names that was thrown around. And there's actually a couple versions of the song recorded apparently. But then people said, wait, now try Jason Weaver out. They tried Jason Weaver, and apparently Chingy said, that's my favorite version right there. And Jason Weaver, no disrespect to him, he ain't nowhere near in terms of name value of the niggas I just named. But when you hear that song One Call Away, I can't picture it sounding any different. than with Jason Weaver singing the hook on that motherfucker. You know, and you could have had that situation with Lady Gaga. So sometimes you just gotta humble yourself a little bit and be like, you know what? They're giving us this. You can't take 90-10 all the time. Sometimes it's like, you know what? We gotta compromise. They're giving us 60, let's give them 40. Because we still got 60. As far as King and Martin, man, you too old for this shit, my nigga, man. Like, it just gets to some point when you get a certain age, like, yeah, you got a speech impediment. Man, people gonna make fun of you, man. I would be more inclined if the dude never tried to apologize. But I'm gonna start off from this one point, Rose. Let's just say this happened after he met you. The man said sorry.
Yeah.
The man said sorry multiple times on and off camera.
And that's the point where I was kind of confused, but with Kenyon, because did he say sorry on camera?
Yeah, he said sorry on camera. He even told him, I told you sorry multiple times beforehand. And Kenyon said, I don't care about your apology. I don't want your apology.
No, we're talking about when Kenyon was going off on him. He was saying
he
sorry.
Said sorry. He said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but this situation actually, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it happened, years ago?
Yeah, before they even met each other. But
I understand where both of parties were coming from, but I feel like Buddy should have explained it when Kenyon said, you ain't gotta tell me sorry. I think Buddy should have explained to him, like, no, this is why I gotta tell you I'm sorry. I think he should have been more transparent and said, no, this is why I'm telling you I'm sorry, because I said this about you before I knew you. I didn't know you back then. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking. I was trying to defend my other partner, Gil, and in the comments and things like that. And this is the reason why I did what I said.
With no disrespect to old Buddy, man, and I told my brother this, man, old Buddy probably a bitch. Because, nigga, I would have, bro, I'm going to keep it real with you, bro, and maybe you different. Man, I'm a grown man in the day, Rose. I would never let Kenyon did me like that, bro. That nigga would have never did me like that. And I'm not saying we would have got hooking. And I'm not saying if we did get hooking, I would have whooped Kenyon Martin ass because he a big individual. He played in the NBA. But nigga, at the end of the day, I'm still a grown man and you gotta respect me as such. That dude probably was too scared to try to explain his side. Because I'd have been like, hey, look here, I said that way beforehand.
Yeah, but I feel like he should have when he apologized to Kenyon back then. He should have been more transparent why he apologized.
He should have been. I don't know why he didn't. I don't know, because they might have been at a party or something. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I understand where Kenyon was coming from, but I don't feel like that was the right setting for Kenyon to do what he did, because I don't think that when Buddy said that stuff on camera, yes, he did, but he tried to apologize to you in person, face to face, and you blew him off. But if he would have been more transparent about why he was telling you he was sorry, then I feel like Kenyon would have the whole situation would have been put to bed.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't got a problem with Kenyon doing it on camera if it would have happened the way Kenyon described it originally.
But it didn't happen that way.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I was trying to break it down into two different stories. The first is if it did happen that way, like, hey Kenyon, man, like once niggas apologize, bro, we at the age of our life where we need to accept that shit if it's sincere and move the fuck on, because everyone make mistakes. Like, we just got to understand that shit. But the way it really went down, man, I agree with you. Buddy should have explained it better. But also, Kenyon, before you decide to get on camera, you should approach the dude and say, hey, man, what's up with that video, man? And then show him the video.
Exactly.
Then he could have explained to you, man, this was before you got on the show. People in the comment section was going off. And so I'm drinking. I'm just saying my little shit. I don't know you yet, dog. You know, I didn't know that you felt some type of way about your speech impediment. So yeah, I'm clowning. I'm trying to joke because that's what you do on social media. So I say something about you talk fucked up or whatever. And then boom, we could be good. We could be cool.
Yeah, cause I don't feel like Kenyon should have did it the way he did, because I think he blindsided everybody that was on the show. I don't know if that was the case, but I felt from watching it,
he did.
I felt like,
because everyone talked about it, they didn't know he was going to do that.
It felt like he blindsided everybody. It's like,
but can I be honest, bro? What you just said, man, that shows, and I've been felt this way about this nigga. That's why I feel like Gilbert a bitch ass nigga. Because you gonna wait till after the show to go on your live and clear it up. You should have said, hey, Kenya, but be honest, this shit happened way before old buddy knew you, dog. This happened when we first started the show before you was on the show.
Especially because that's supposed to be Gil's.
And it's your show.
It's supposed to be Gil's guy, and it's supposed to be Gil's show. Well, Gil got the show for everybody.
Yeah, but his name is in the show. It's Gil's Arena.
I thought they changed it to the arena.
No, the arena is the football part, but when they do the NBA, it's still Gil's Arena.
Okay. But yeah, so Gil writing the checks. He the main man.
Yeah, he the face of the show.
So it's like, I feel like he should have said, and it's supposed to, and I think this guy is Gil's guy.
Yeah, he fucked with Gil. He brought him on the show.
So it's like, I feel like Gil should have did something, but I understand where Kenyon was coming from, but I think his approach was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes I do certain things and my approach is wrong, but you know what I'm saying? At the time, it's like, yeah,
that's different.
But yeah, we're not millionaires. But I felt what Kenyon was saying, like, cause like, man, I had you around my family, my wife, my kids. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I feel his sentiment, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't have no issue with Kenyon feeling what he's feeling, but I'm such a big component, Rose, of if someone to truly apologize to someone is a humbling thing.
Yeah.
So if another grown man is apologizing to you and they're humbling themselves to apologize, they're not apologizing because they got caught. They're apologizing because they truly feel like they did is wrong. Then you as a grown man need to understand what that took.
Well, they don't have to be a grown man as an adult, because women, it could be a grown woman too.
Yeah.
A woman too. It ain't got to be a grown man, but as an adult.
No, as an adult, but just from a man perspective, because men have such bigger egos and pride than women most of the time. If you can humble yourself to another grown man, because grown men apologize to their bitch all the time. You know, and they'll say sorry for shit they don't care about all the time.
But that's
for a grown man to apologize to another grown man,
yeah,
that's different, man.
Yeah,
that different. Like when niggas apologize to me and they tell me they sorry, even if I'm still mad, I understand what it took for you to do that, and I'm more willing to let it go. Like, you know what, bro, it's cool, bro, because that takes a lot for a grown man to do that to you.
Yeah,
and the fact that man did that to you before the cameras were rolling. Did it as the camera was rolling? Like, you too old for that, Ken, bro. Like, you probably at least 10 years older than that nigga.
He might be, he might not be, but you got more money than him. I don't know.
Way more money than him.
So it's like, I think it's like Ken wanting to little boy him.
Yeah, he tried to son him.
Yeah.
He tried to son him, man. He tried to son him, and that's what I'm saying. Like, me personally, if I would have been old buddy, it wouldn't have went down. I would have been like, yo, man, I already apologized to you. I tried to explain to you what happened, but you wouldn't let me explain to you, man. What we not gonna do, we not gonna get on these cameras and act the fool, but we not gonna show out for these cameras, man.
But like you're saying, when a millionaire is talking to a thousandaire, it's like, and you know that's your job, it's like, what can you do? But that's where Gil should have stepped in and said, hold on, man. It wasn't like that.
I'm gonna say this right here. I agree with that part. But because I know how that show is ran, I don't feel like if that nigga would have spoke out of pocket, his job would have been in jeopardy, because that's what Gil has created on that show. He's created an environment where them niggas talk reckless to each other.
Okay, so then, then he's...
So I'm just speaking as someone who watched the show. Okay. In that particular environment, yeah, I want to check that nigga, but I'm going to keep it 100 with you. If I'm on First Take, I know I got to say yes, master, to Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Because I know if I say the wrong thing, he could be like, that nigga right there gotta go.
He gotta go.
He gotta go.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm coming from. Because like
that nobody made me look bad. Because nobody talked about how I got kept back in the 3rd grade.
He talked about how I had 0.5 scoring points when I was in college, when I played for Cali Baptist, and we got blown out by 40 in this NCAA championship.
He gotta go. Get that nigga out of here. Like, yeah, no, in that situation, I'm gonna shut him and be like, you got it, nigga. You a bitch, but you got it.
Yeah.
But overall, though, before we move on to end the night, we as individuals got to check our emotions. We've done a couple of episodes the last month about emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, man, at the end of the day, we can't just be like, yo, I want to do this because it makes me feel good. We cannot be Bobby Boucher. I'm going to keep doing it because it makes me feel good. Sometimes you got to make the right move. You got to play chess and not checkers. You got to understand if I do this right here, it's going to affect me down the road here. How does this benefit me? Me doing this, how does it benefit me? Like, yeah, we could be out somewhere and we can slap the shit out of somebody. And it might feel good in that moment to slap the shit out of that person. But do I want to be in a back of a police car? Do I want to be in a jail cell? Do I want to lose my job? Like, do I want to be in a situation where I burn a bridge so bad, Rose, that I can't even do business with a person? Like Dame Dash is a perfect example of this. Dame Dash has made millions of dollars. He's made other people millions of dollars. But he's done so much crazy shit in the industry, if you paid attention, nobody wants to work with Dame. And one thing you notice about that industry, the music industry and movie industry, a lot of times you can find work if people just want to work with you. And me and MJ talked about that that's the sad part in life. And we've experienced this at jobs, and I'll let you talk about it because you have a job where maybe personalities affect. But have you been at a job where you got coworker A who's a great coworker in terms of like they know how to do their job, but just a shitty person? But then coworker B who is not as good as coworker A in terms of doing the job, but everyone loves them. They bring donuts to the office. They friendly. They talk about their family. And then coworker B messes up. They don't really get that much backlash. But coworker A mess up, and everyone is on their ass because he's an asshole. People don't like him, and he might even get fired or reprimanded. And they might be like, damn, they really did the same thing. But it's just the fact that coworker B is likable. Like that matters, bruh. Like sometimes you being likable and people wanting to work with you, wanting to have a relationship with you can help you out a lot of times in a lot of situations. So like sometimes you gotta understand, I'm not trying to get emotional victories. I'm trying to get real victories.
Yeah, and in the game of life, it's never a victory. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have everybody in your family in your life come up. It's never gonna be a victory. It's gonna be a good feeling, but it's never gonna be a victory when you emotionally react to something that didn't cause that effect. You know what I'm saying? But it'll make you feel good for a little while. You know what I'm saying? But then when you start thinking about it, like, dog, I screwed up. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have reacted this way. But you know what I'm saying? We all supposed to live and learn from our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? I always say, you know what I'm saying? I talk to people in my family, and they be like, "Oh, Brian, you know what I'm saying, Rose? You always act like you so perfect." I say, "Because I am." But you're supposed to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But nobody is. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to feel that way, but nobody is. You know what I'm saying? So we all gods on this earth, but it's only one. You know what I'm saying? We all supposed to live up to be like the best. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to always try. No, we're not. We're not supposed to try. Try's not even supposed to be in our vocabulary. We're always supposed to do our best. It always treat everybody the best and treat people how we want to be treated. Like that story you told earlier with the hookah situation.
Oh, in the club, yeah.
Fits perfectly in this situation. Because like y'all were trying to get an emotional win.
Yeah.
But D Will said, "Hold on, man. Yeah, y'all can get that emotional win, but you can
That's
also
real money y'all spending.
Y'all can also save a lot of money and we can go somewhere else. Like, man, just forget these people. Forget these people."
And you see that in movies. It's funny because you see that in movies, man, where like the main character get mad because they think he broke, and this nigga bobbed the restaurant, bobbed the hotel. Like with that one movie, I think it's not Exit Wound, is it? With DMX, where that nigga buy this expensive ass car,
and after that, people see you that one night.
Yep.
And they forget about you.
Yeah, forget about you, man. Final thoughts, man. Man, we just had Oscar season. This probably been the most exciting Oscar season, well, a movie season in a long time. Like, you know, people was watching the BAFTAs, the SAG Awards, which is now known as the Actor Awards, to be honest. the Golden Globes, the Oscars, man, which the Oscars did numbers, for the viewership and everything. People online talking about it, and it all stemmed from 3 movies, to be honest. It stemmed from 4 movies: Hamnet, Sinners, Weapons, and One Bad After Another. Like, those was the 3 big movies, but One Bad After Another and Sinners being the biggest movies of last year. And this year, I'm not gonna lie, we probably looking at the same kind of situation, bro, because we got the Odyssey that's going to drop this year, and it's going to have Tom Holland, Zendaya, Matt Damon, Robert Pattinson, Elliot Page, if you ever seen that movie Juno back in the day, Anne Hathaway, Mia Goth, John Bernardo, who played the Punisher, Charlie DeRosen, Travis fucking Scott, Ryan Hurst, Corey Hawkins, John Leguizamo. Like, bro, we got a lot of fucking big names that's going to be in this movie. And then we got the movie that I'm most looking forward to, Michael. It's going to have Jafar Jackson, the nephew of Michael Jackson. It's going to have Kat Graham. It's going to have Coleman Domingo, Miles Teller. It's going to have Nia Long. It's going to have Derek Luke. It's going to have Lorenz Tate in it. Like, we talking about a movie. Both movies are probably going to be full of stars. They're probably going to do crazy numbers at the box office. And they're probably both going to be up for a lot of awards in award season if both movies bring what we want. The Odyssey being directed by Christopher Nolan, one of the most decorated directors of this generation, man. The beautiful thing about movies is movies bring stories to life. So if you don't like reading books, you can watch certain movies that's based on it. If you don't want to read a biography book, you can watch certain movies and learn about it, man. The Odyssey is an amazing story that's been told for hundreds of years. So that's going to be amazing the movie. And then Michael Jackson, who's probably the most famous person besides Jesus Christ to walk on this earth, who's one of the most famous people we ever had, one of the most entertaining, to be able to watch a movie about his life should be amazing too, man. In the words of Airbnb Rakim, peace.
Man, y'all, please get to the next light, man. We in traffic, and I'm back quiet. Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.